If you haven't watched the previous episodes, please do so before watching this one. Links are in the description. Before we begin, please remember that this story isn't intended to offend anyone, as it's only fictional. Now please enjoy the next episode of Kegatuan. The setting sun bleeds an array of colors across the sky as I bike back to the hideout with Ray and Micha. As we turn the corner, all of our belongings come into my view. There's all our food next to the garage, sheets of stained cloth for makeshift beds lying next to the driveway, and bundles of firewood beside them. We drop our bikes near the decaying house and sit on the driveway. We've gotten used to the rough field concrete since we have none of the usual furniture anymore. Ray and Micha sit on one side of the driveway, while I sit opposite them. I already know what they're going to say. "What did you hear from them?" Micha asked, hands sticking together as if they were glue. I take a deep breath as I recall what I heard from them. I tell them about the Kegatuan's plan to catch us, and how there is still a possibility to escape the city. Their eyes widen as I keep speaking. "We're still able to get out of here?" Micha exclaims. "There's only a chance, Micha," I answer. "They're going to keep us on our toes until they find us. We just have to evade them for as long as possible before finding an escape." "Hold on though," Ray says, throwing his brawny arm to point at me. "You just said that they will begin a mass search for us? Like the whole gang?" I almost don't know how to answer. I heard nothing about that from the cult when I listened to them. "Maybe," I reply, thinking it's the best answer I can give. Ray and Micha seem to tense up as I reply. I don't tell them, but I'm also shaky inside. The thought of the Kegatuan sneaking up to us when they are the last thing on our minds, it's too much to handle. But I won't have to think about that if we act ahead of time. That thought sends me a rush of bravery. "Guys," I tell them, standing up, "we're going to have to seek comforts elsewhere. We have to take action before they find us." "Let's do it," Micha exclaims, her eyebrows scrunched up with confidence. With that, we begin to pack up everything at our site in a few dusty white bags we collected earlier. Pack our food, weapons, and other necessary items. The bags now have the weight of a brick, and the site is so clean that it's like nobody was ever there. I hang my bag on my bike handle, and so do the others. We're now ready to move out and find a new hiding place. "Ready?" I ask my companions, my foot on one of the pedals. "Born ready," Ray replies. I smile. Then, under the kaleidoscope of colors from the evening sun, we speed away, keeping our focus forward. We're not even one block away before I suddenly spot something in the corner of my eye. The sight shakes my heart and pumps my blood furiously. It's the black SUV again! It's speeding toward us from the road beside us. One member has his head and arm peeking out of the window, a gun sitting in his hand, ready to fire. We may have put our weapons in the bag, but luckily I kept my gun right in my pocket. I zip it into my hand and point it. "Get back, guys," I yell. Then I pull the trigger twice as the SUV gets closer. One of the bullets zaps through the man's mask. I didn't even know they were penetrable though. The previous guy I shot was in the side of the head. He immediately drops his gun as a nasty dark puddle splats on the gravel road. He hangs lifelessly on the window as the vehicle moves. The other bullet, which I shot at an angle, bursts a tire. The SUV turns out of control with an array of sounds filling the air, but brakes to a halt just a dozen feet away from us. We seize the opportunity as we get off our bikes and scurry toward the nearest fence. We let ourselves breathe in the few seconds we're given. "How the heck did you do that, Risya?" Micha asks, sounding shocked and confused in the same sentence. "I've known you since forever, but I've never seen you do anything like what you just did." I open my mouth, and my tongue trips on the words. How did I even do that? I myself don't even have the answer. But then the answer suddenly slaps me in the face. I did it for them. I didn't want to see my companions perish. I realize I won't have time when I hear 3 gunshots close to us. I return to my senses. We have a threat to neutralize. I pull out my gun and lean to the right to get a view of the Kegatuan. 2 of the members are shooting loads of bullets toward us while edging closer to the fence. I cock my gun again and duck, pulling the trigger 3 times at the opponents. 2 bullets strike the closest member to us, while the last one hits the guy standing outside the SUV's door. Both go down with a spray of red, and the SUV now has a crimson stain. When I think we have time to move, another member peeps out from the top of the vehicle. In his hand is a massive rifle ready to blaze. I get Risya and they downwardly lean back towards the fence. The sound of bullets shooting and ricocheting off the wood spill into the air. Just from the sound, I can tell that the bullets are eating away at the fence shielding us. We might even get shot before I have time to react. I open my eyes after finishing my thought and see Ray doing something daredevil. He snatches my gun and, before I can shout a word, climbs to the roof. While balancing himself, he aims his weapon forward and snaps the trigger. I no longer hear the bullets from the rifle. That's enough for me to infer what Ray did. Ray gingerly hops back down and walks around the partially severed wood. He begins stepping toward the SUV in silence. Before I go follow him, I turn to Micha, who's sitting quietly with her back resting on the fence. Please wait here, we'll be back in a sec. She nods, and that's when I stand again. As I catch up to Ray, I take in the surroundings. Several lifeless bodies lay in red pools on the ground, and I have to navigate between them to avoid getting my shoes messy. And I then catch up to Ray as he begins looking in the SUV. It's mostly empty, aside from the dead ember hanging out the window. As we're about to search the other side, a man suddenly leaps from the back, pointing a revolver at us. At first, I think he's going to put a bullet in us immediately, but he doesn't. I know what this means. I shake my head as I raise my hands over my head, motioning for Ray to do it too. He drops his gun as he complies. The boss will be satisfied as a kid with a bag of candy when he finds out what I've got, the member says with a heavy accent. So you got us all, huh? I don't answer. I don't think I need to. The Kegatuan member motions for us to follow him, and we do. We nervously step forward and we reach the other side of the SUV. The man doesn't turn from us. The head of the revolver just keeps staring at us. You think we're doing all this for nothing, yeah? The member asks. Nope, I answer honestly, thinking back to when we cashed in another Kegatuan member before suffocating him. Okay, the guy slides the SUV door open. Before I get you two inside, why do you think we're doing this? For some stupid reason, that's for sure, Ray replies aggressively. The guy cocks the revolver with a click and shoves it toward Ray. Say that again. Ray stays silent. That's exactly what I thought. Puts the revolver back to its original position. You might think we might be crazy people, but we're doing this for revenge. We cannot take it anymore. Revenge doesn't justify what the heck you guys have done, I shout. Well, how about this? There are supposed to be 3 of you. Where's the third? Suddenly, from behind the SUV, Micha appears. She's sneaking behind a Kegatuan member with slow, light steps, with her back bent downward. I want to smile at her appearance, but I don't want to give her presence away. The guy gets infuriated again. Another moment of silence and all. Micha interrupts the man by hitting him in the back of the head with a gun. He falls forward with a thud on the road like a flimsy sign. He doesn't move after that. This is yours, right, Risya? Micha asks, tossing me the gun. I catch it perfectly in my right hand. Sure is. Thanks for the rescue, Micha. Of course, she smiles. The second of Micha's genuine smiles I've seen during this time. I couldn't let you two down. I'm not a wimp. You never were, Micha. I pat her shoulder as I walk past her and away from the unconscious Kegatuan member. The other two follow close behind. We pick up our bikes again and make our escape, leaving the messy battlefield behind. 12 minutes fly by. My legs start getting sore. I don't want to stop, but seeing as we're in a place distant enough, I think we're in the clear. I stop pedaling to slow myself while the others keep going. At my sudden pause, they turn around and brake too. It's like a chain reaction. I think we can stop here, I tell Ray and Micha, getting off my bike and stepping towards a nearby house, which is destroyed to the point that it seems like a ghost. Once we're both stationed outside the deteriorating house, Micha looks up at me. Risya, I got something to tell you. Sure, Micha, I answer compassionately. What's up? In private? She whispers. Alright, Micha, whatever it is. I then look at Ray, wondering what he'll say about our private conversation. Go ahead, Ray responds assuringly. Before we can rise to our feet, the sound of a gunshot pierces my ears. It nearly gives me a heart attack. I look toward the road where the shot was fired. Oh, we can't even catch our breath without them around. 3 men from the Kegatuan are eerily leering at us. From their stare, I already know what they're going to do. I reach into my pocket to grab my gun, but all I find is air. I pat both my dusty pockets, but the gun isn't there. I begin to shiver at my realization. Looking for something? The member in front asks before holding up a gun. My gun. We found this as we were searching for you. You know how much blood and sweat went into finding you, peasants? Another asks, his voice violent and frightening. Now we finally have you. I slowly raise my hands. My emotions may be calm, but I'm shivering inside. I glance at Ray and Micha, who have done the same. There's nothing that can be done now as the Kegatuan members raise their firearms. Bullets suddenly fly, but not from them. They come from the right and soar straight into the Kegatuan members. They jitter to the side before crumpling onto the ground. One tries to raise his gun and fire back, but another bullet strikes him, leaving him motionless on the ground next to his comrades. I look to the right after those rapid seconds pass. I almost can't believe my eyes as I take in who rescued us. RedGalaxy. How? I hadn't seen him ever since the Kegatuan first ambushed us at Micha's house. I was certain they spotted him. Am I looking at a ghost instead? You don't know how long I've been looking for you, RedGalaxy informs us. After my suspicions of him being a ghost subside from my mind, I'm certain that I'm actually looking at my manager. You survived? I yell, my heart beating in a whirlwind. How? Wait, Ray says suspiciously. Who are you? He stands on his feet. Name's RedGalaxy, he responds. Ray's presence making him timorous. I'm Reese's manager. You can ask him yourself. Ray darts his eyes at me, and I nod to affirm what RedGalaxy said. Basically, RedGalaxy informs, when I got home after dropping off Risya, the Kegatuan appeared at my door, trying to shoot me. I was able to neutralize a few of the members and obtain their weapons before escaping. I spent the past few days trying to locate you guys, and I finally have. You were looking for us? Micha asks. Of course, Micha. I know Risya very well. He wouldn't back down without a fight, and he certainly would protect you from any threat. I walk over to RedGalaxy and hug him. Thank you for saving us, man. Don't mention it, he answers, patting my back. I'd go great lengths to take a bullet for you. Once I detach from the hug, Micha snaps her fingers. Risya, our conversation. I turn to her. Oh, sorry, what did you want to say? Micha gestures for me to follow, and we walk behind the house to speak together.